Al, it's been 2 weeks, but it's time to dive back into some Love Live.
Yep.
Not a long time away or anything, but we have returned to the world of Love Live, and with a different series, of course, as we are now in season 2 of Love Live Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
The girls of Liella are back,
With
and they're
more
back.
people.
There's more people, yep. And we get like a time skip essentially, so that's interesting.
Yeah, this is like really the first time we've had that in a Love Live, really, right?
Outside of like Sunshine's movie, but like in terms of like the anime itself, like the TV anime itself, yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they had some wiggle room because they were first years when they started.
Correct. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Love Live Superstar. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Anne Ladyem.
Hello.
We are discussing season 2, episode number 1, entitled "Welcome to Liella," where the players play.
Oh no.
Just replace "Welcome to Atlanta" with "Welcome to Liella," but everything else stays the same.
Oh my god. Oh my.
That would be fun. But yeah, we basically kicked this episode off. Kanon's eating some toast real quick. She's got to get to school.
She's doing the anime thing with a toast.
Yes. That's basically how we learned that, your entrance ceremony's coming up and everything. So yeah, this is the start of the second year for them. They will be second years going in to this season. That means they get a bunch of new first years coming into the school and everything, because they were able to do a lot of recruiting for the school last season as well. And also we learned that Sunny Passion won Love Live last year as well. They are the Love Live champions.
And name drop them.
Yeah, they were like, oh, they made our heart go boom boom.
Doki doki.
So yeah, everyone's also thinking like, oh yeah, Liella's going to come back next year. They're going to be really good. They're going to be a big contender for Love Live and everything. So like, look out for them. They're the ones to watch coming into the next Love Live competition and everything. And they're just trying to figure things out in terms of like, how do we continue to get better and all that sort of stuff. Which is interesting because like we probably talked about this last season, but like that was like 1,000 years ago at this point. So It's easy to forget exactly what we talked about. But like the way they kind of framed how they want to do Love Live this time around is it like, hey, we don't want to lose this time. We want to prove ourselves and like showcase, hey, we are this good. We deserve to be up there and everything, and like have that recognition and all that. It's like this is very sports anime in a way that like Love Live is sports anime usually,
yes.
But like this is very sports anime. Like this is very much a second season sports anime trope of like, oh, you lost your tournament in the first season. Now it's time to come back and prove your worth.
This is more like competitive than like we'll win through the power of friendship type thing.
Or we have to win to like, save the school, etc.
Or like because somebody's leaving and we want to make sure that they are able to have a win as their like last hurrah type thing.
Yeah, because like they don't have third years to worry about in terms of like, oh, well, they're graduating soon, so we need to win for them as well.
We need to make
it's
this
like,
one count.
That's not really a thing yet.
Nope.
They did address the whole thing with Cuckoo from last season by just being like, by having Super Ray being like, hey, what's up with you going back to Singapore? She's like, well, we're going for Love Live again, so it doesn't matter.
Singapore? I thought it was China.
Isn't that the same thing? Shanghai.
No. Shanghai.
It was an S word. I just like,
Singapore is a country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a dumb American.
They just kind of hand waved it away like, it's not your business.
We didn't come up with a reason why this should be important, so just forget about that.
Yeah, like we have another shot at it, so it's fine.
I mean, I guess maybe it'll come back up at some point in the season, but like for now, they're just like, just don't worry about it.
Just like sweeping that away, like you saw nothing. Goodbye.
It's true. It's very weird, but yeah, we gotta get the motivation for Liella this year. Just like, hey, we want to win Love Live. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to come in second or lose early on again, which I thought was interesting as well. That like I think it was Ren talked about how like hey, all these people are putting like all this expectations on us, but like we didn't really deliver in terms of like the tournament or anything like that, or like the competitions. Like we lost,
right?
We didn't get that far, so like are they sure about this? which is a fair point to bring up because like she said, like they
They didn't
they
even
had
get
an
like
impressive
second or
performance,
anything.
but they didn't move on or anything. They just like they
Yep.
they fell out. So it's an interesting, dichotomy to bring up as well. Also, this episode is very, prominent because we have to introduce the 4 new members of Liella that are going to be very much featured throughout the rest of the season and get their introductions out of the way and all that sort of stuff. So we meet, first up, Kineko Sakura Koji, who is just lost throughout Tokyo and melting because it's hot. And she has no idea where anything is or where she lives.
And she keeps saying
Poor
help
girl.
people.
Poor girl.
Yeah, I felt so bad for her.
She's just roaming around Tokyo. It's like, where do I go? Where do I go? Eventually, she winds up in front of the school and is like, oh, hey, this is my school. Neat.
Maybe somebody can help me here.
That's where we meet. I gotta get these names right. Because they kind of like, they briefly got into the other girls very, very slowly. But she meets Mei Yoname, who is a Liella fangirl, but also a delinquent, essentially.
Yep, foul mouth.
Foul-mouthed fangirl who loves Liella, but she's like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at, punk?
Sneak, sneak, sneak. Getting away from here.
She runs away, and then Kineko kind of just like roams through the school and ends up on the rooftop and is like, oh, look at this Liella, and then falls through, and they're like, oh my god, you're a new student! Oh my gosh, this is so cool! Hey, you're gonna join us, right? Welcome! Yay! And she's like, I don't know, this is a big misunderstanding.
I don't even know where the school
I
idol
was
is.
just lost. And they're like, oh, okay.
Sorry.
So they just have Kanan be like, yeah, you want to come back to my place, and I'll help you get to your place. And I'll give you the elevator pitch for Liella and school idols and all that sort of stuff. Which I thought was interesting as well, because like there's like immediately like, hey, do you want to join? Cool, you're in now.
Yeah. Yep.
Immediately.
Like
also,
no audition, nothing.
Yeah. Also, Kanan pulls the Yui from K-On! Where she gets called senpai and just like, oh.
Say it again.
Oh
say
my
it again.
god.
Say it again. Say it again.
Which is very funny.
Yep.
The Liella girls have a Zoom call.
Rin's learned how to use her webcam.
She has a webcam now. I did like Sumare's fake beach background that she had. It was just real good. Yeah, they have a little chit chat. We can see the chonker. Yeah, they have a little chit chat about like the future of Liella and be like, are we gonna like invite some first years in or whatnot? We gotta figure this out. And they're like, yeah, whatever. Let's do that. We then get to the entrance ceremony for the school and everything. This is where we meet the other 2 new girls. We meet Shiki Wakada, who is someone May knows. They went to middle school together and they're sitting next to each other in their class. And she kind of
really by coincidence, she says.
Yeah, she's just like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then also we meet Natsumi Onitsuka, who is a YouTuber.
Yep.
Just walking around with her selfie stick, filming vlogs, and she runs into Kineko and just like, you're in my shot. What are you doing?
You ruined it.
Kiko's like, are you like a YouTuber? She's like, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. I like tips and gifts and everything. Make sure to watch my live stream.
Hey,
Here's
I
my
live stream
business
on
card.
I don't remember if it was Sunday or Saturday, but anyway, it was a weekend day.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications.
Yep.
This is very funny.
It's very good.
But yeah, then the Liella girls like also get mobbed by first years wanting autographs and photos, and they're like, I don't know how to deal with this. It's very funny that like Ren's idea was just like, oh, congratulations on getting into school.
Yep. Yay.
And then they basically set out to try and recruit new members and everything, like which is what all the clubs are going to be doing and everything. So, they got to get out there and do the same thing as well. So like they have Cuckoo and Sumire try and scout out like the music building and everything.
Cause
they
chaos.
make a scene. They have their own little booth, but no one's showing up, and they're just trying to figure out like what's happening. Cuckoo like just hunts down 2 first years. Is like, hey, you want to be school idols? And like, ah! Run away.
And she keeps blaming it on Sumire.
Yeah, she's like, oh, if Sumire wasn't here, we would have got them.
Like the whole time she does that the whole episode.
Yeah. And then they head back to the club room, just like, what are we gonna do? Like, no one wants to join. And then one of their classmates runs in and is like, hey, we've done our investigation work. We know the reason why. And they're like, Yeah, so people know who y'all are, obviously.
You guys are stupid good.
You guys are good and are, expected to do really well in Love Live and everything. So like people don't really want to mess up that, that harmony y'all have, especially with like all the specific things that you can do. They don't think they can bring anything to the table. And also like, all of your training resume is built up because you guys are at this level because you've been doing this for a year, while if new people come in, they're going to be at a much lower level and they're not going to be able to get up to your level very quickly. So it just seems like a very daunting and intimidating task to try and join you guys, which makes sense. Like
Yeah, it totally does.
it's definitely that kind of thing of like, with this in particular, unlike other like sports shows, like you could have, first years come in and, do their thing because like they're not expected to come in and join right away and be like on, the starting team and everything or do that
Right.
sort of thing, right? With this, there isn't really a thing of like, here you can go do your training and be on the bench for a while and then come in and join. Like you have to, if you're joining the school idol club,
You gotta hit the
you're
ground
coming
running.
in right away and joining. So that's definitely a thing that makes a whole lot of sense. This is also very much like kind of the same thing that they had to figure out in K-On! As well, where like people they couldn't get new recruits because everyone's like everyone knows you guys are very tight knit and everything, and like we don't want to disrupt that balance, so we can't really join.
Right.
So it's a very interesting conundrum to have, especially if like how popular like Liel is, especially within the school and everything. That it's like everyone's like, "Yo, we like you guys and everything," but like, A, we probably don't think we're gonna be a good school idol, and B, like, I don't want to mess things up. I don't want to be the person who messes things up for you guys and makes you like lose or get worse.
Right.
So it's an interesting problem to have, but not the kind of problem they want to have because they want new members.
Right.
Um, So yeah, they learn that and they're just like, oh man, oh man.
Oh man.
Um, so they gotta try and figure that out. Kanan goes out running with her hat and ponytail.
And a little ponytail.
She runs into Kiniko, who's watching a performance of their last Love Live performance
I was
from
about
last
to say
season.
she's been like watching their performances and like staring longingly at their posters and stuff since she met
Yeah,
them. But yeah, she's watching the performance like on a street. I'm like,
yeah.
why are they still showing this? But anyway.
She's like just watching it, and Kanan goes up to her and it's like, hey, what's up? Hey, we've heard all these things about people not wanting to join and everything, and Kiniko's had this thing as well, where like she feels like she's like just plain girl from the boonies. And it's
Mhm.
like, I don't know if I can be an idol. I don't know about this. And Kanan's basically just like, look, give it a shot. We want you to join. We think it would be cool. We're gonna do a practicing, like a rehearsal type show. We're gonna put on a performance on the roof. Come see it, and just see what you think.
See what we're about.
Yeah. So we zoom to like the next day, and like Kiniko's again looking at this poster and everything, and Natsumi's trying to do her vlogs and like notices her out of the corner of her eye, just like, you distracted me. I gotta do a retake now.
Retake.
And then she's like, hey, you also look kind of down. What's up? And Kiniko's like, CEO. And Natsumi's just like, you can call me Natsumi.
Yep.
She's like,
CEO.
CEO, please. I don't. What if you want to do something but you've never done it? Should you go for it? And she's just like, look, if you've done something before and you didn't like it, like you don't have to do it. But if you haven't done it, like you don't want to have that regret of not doing it. So like, why not try it? And Kiniko's like, oh, okay. And then Shiki just walks up beside her and then puts an ankle bracelet around her and just like is like, hey, all right,
Zooms.
we're connected now. We're going upstairs.
Nyom.
And they go upstairs, and then she releases her. Is like, all right, keep going upstairs. See you later.
Like three-legged racer, but with a like motor.
Yeah.
It was
And
wild.
just essentially just flings her upstairs to the roof.
Yep.
And then Liella's up there and like, oh, hey, what's up? We're going to do a performance. You want to watch? All right, cool.
Yay!
They
This song
perform.
was good.
They perform Welcome to Bokura no Sekai, which is a fun, colorful video they did for it, performance.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
Yeah. May's also up there as well watching. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm going to watch them so close. This is amazing. Oh my god.
Ah!
And then Kiniko's just like, what? This is so cool. And that's essentially how we end this episode with them welcoming her to Liella.
Yep.
There you go. Also, we got the opening theme in this
Right.
episode titled "We Will."
We will.
Those outfits were something.
Yeah, they sure were something.
They sure were something.
I don't feel like it was as strong an opening as last season's.
Yeah.
But the outfits, I was just like, what is that?
I mean, it's certainly probably something that'll grow on us as time goes on.
It will. It just initially I was like, whoa, with the first one. This time I'm like, it's fine.
You were just distracted by those outfits.
Yeah, basically. I also do appreciate that at one point when they were talking on the roof, they were laying in a star formation.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's a nice touch.
Oh, also they had the in their club room they have the llamas from original Love Live now in there
Oh, right, right.
because you could see them behind Kiniko in that original scene
You
early
mentioned
on.
that.
But yeah, that's the thing. That is the first episode as well. We
No
got
trivia?
some notes. We have some notes and trivia.
Ooh, hit me.
Our NHKE broadcast exclusive end card is of Liella this week, and they're welcome to Boku no Sekai outfits.
Okay.
This episode airs on Cuckoo's changed birthday in 2022. Originally, before her birthday was changed, it was July 7th, before being moved to July 17th, which is her current birth date.
Huh.
There you go. Call back to previous Love Lives. Kiniko lacks her sense of directions while she was looking for Yui Gaoka, which is very similar to one Karin.
Mm-hmm.
And then continuity notes, as you mentioned earlier, Rin knows now how to operate her laptop camera a year after not knowing how to do so.
Yay!
It's very good.
Yay! She's no longer a strawberry.
I mean, that was a good goof, though.
It was pretty good.
That was a good goof.
It was pretty good.
But yeah, next time we will be discussing season 2, episode number 2, entitled "Second Years and First Years,"
Bum, bum, bum.
because that's all that's in the school right now.
And that's it.
We'll have to
Senpai.
wait. We'll have to wait and see if we get a new member next week or how this is going to work. Because obviously they have the 4 new girls having to come together at some point.
Right.
So it's going to be very curious to see how long that's going to take and everything. And
I've been wondering how much of the season it'll take to do it.
yeah, and then what exactly is going to be like the drama force throughout the rest of the season. Besides going for Love Live, essentially.
Right.
So we got all of that to look forward to as the season winds forward.
We've kicked it off.
We've kicked it off. Oh yeah, they also went burr at one point.
They
Liella
did
go burr.
Liella go burr. Burr. And
This is very funny. Oh man. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this week.
Yep.
If you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool so you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You'll also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anne Ladyem, go to AnneLadyem.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. And you can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love Live Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. So join us next week as we learn the difference between second years and first years.
The time they've been in the school.